Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Something Like Olivia. It is February, which means it's Valentine's Day month, which means it is love month and pink month and candy month and heart-shaped month and fluffy hugs and kisses. And that sounded super weird, but it is. It's that month. It's my favorite month of all of them, besides like July. I feel like July is a pretty good month. I'm a big summer fan. Don't get me wrong. This cold is getting old. However, I love more than anything. And it's not even like I'm always in stable relationships. You know your girl's been in some bad relationships. You know your girl's good at being single, pretty bad at being single, but I've been single. I literally just love pink and hearts and candy. And I don't know, my love language is gift giving and also gift receiving. So I think like ever since like doing Valentine's in classrooms and like homerooms and stuff when I was a kid, I was like, wow, this is just the best thing that's ever been invented in the entire world. Why aren't we doing this forever? And I have done it since then. I usually give Valentine's to my friends every single year. So I'm excited to do that again this year. I actually will not be in Richmond for Valentine's Day, which is crazy. I'm going to New York. What the heck? I know. I'm leaving on Sunday. I'm literally just going for a week. Was originally going to go there for a few months in the beginning of the year just to kind of test it out and stay there and stay at my boyfriend's dad's apartment, which is interesting. Was going to stay there for a few months with him and stuff, but that kind of ended up not working. And so now we're just like, you know what, why don't we go there for a week and just like see this new apartment and just like quarantine. I feel like I need to make it really clear that like I'm not going to vacation. Like I'm not going to be dining in any restaurants. I'm not going to be like probably not even doing like outdoor dining or anything. Like I'm not going to be going to museums. I'm not going to be treating it like an actual vacation. I'm going to be treating it like I am quarantining just in a new location. So while I might have some more frilly Instagram pictures, please know that I am going to be pretty much staying in place, staying at home, working from home and all that stuff with Reese. So yeah, just wanted to like disclose that. But next week's episode, he will be on again. So if you listened to the one when he was on the first time and you enjoyed that, come back for more because he is going to be here on next week. I don't know what the day of next Friday is, but he'll be here. I think it's like the 12th, 13th. I don't know. It's right before Valentine's Day, but it is going to be like a Valentine's Day-esque episode because it is right before Valentine's Day. And so I thought, why not have Reese come along and enjoy the podcast? I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, why not have him do that? I'm sitting on a squishmallow right now and I'm trying to be like in the frame for the video, and I don't know if I'm doing a very good job. Check out my matching squishmallows. I have a giant one that I literally just don't even know what to do with. It's so big. I love it. It was from my sister for my birthday, and I know I have two matching ones. That was an accident. But I love it. But I'm also like, it's so big. I honestly get startled by it when I'm in my bed and I like wake up in the morning and I roll over and it's just like this giant face staring at me. It's kind of fun though. But anyway, that's like pretty much all I have to update for recently. My birthday was amazing. Thank you to everyone who sent me warm wishes and just was so kind and nice. You guys are the best and amazing. Last week's vlog technically was the day after my birthday, but I did film it on my birthday. So I still had a whole lot of birthday to celebrate after filming that. I'm going to just quickly adjust the camera. I feel like that's a little better. I'm in it more this way. Today, I just kind of want to talk about like my presence on social media, content creation, just like the stress of that. I don't know. Last week I talked about my 22 things I learned in 22 years video. And I talked about how insane it was, how much I changed. I literally was like, I do not know who that woman is. Because I did last week's podcast. If you haven't heard it, it was the 23 things I learned in my 23rd year. And a year before that, I had like referenced my 22 things in my 22nd year video. And oh my God, I'm like still baffled by like who that woman even is, because I do not know. She is a stranger to me. And I know, again, I was going through some like crazy stuff back then. It was really not a super high moment of my life, but at the same time, it's like, who is she? Who is she? It's just like interesting to see how much I've grown in a year. So I wanted to talk a little bit more on that topic, but again, mainly more about like social media and my presence on social media and just like how I'm feeling lately. And I don't know, a little bit about burnout and imposter syndrome, and also just like faking it till you make it. And then maybe some chats about like our phones and just technology and how I started and how it's going and all that stuff. So let's get into it. So I have been on the internet for 10 years, which is crazy. I have had my Instagram since 2012 and my blog since 2012 and my YouTube since a little bit later than that. I want to say like 2014 or 2015. But still, I've been making content since 2012, which is, it doesn't, I guess since it's 2021, it feels like it's like 9 years, but it was like, I had my Instagram kind of like earlier in 2012. I don't know, whatever. It's like around 10 years. But so it's just been crazy that like so much of my life, I kind of grew up on the internet. You know, I'm like lucky enough where I'm 23 now and I grew up with and without technology. Like I was not a kid in a restaurant with an iPad, you know, like that didn't even exist. That was not a thing. Thank God. Definitely not giving my kids iPads. I literally like I get it. Like it's like it shuts your kid up and sometimes it's tough. I don't know. I'm not a parent. I don't know. I don't want to like yuck on someone's parenting styles, but I just feel like it's like, what is that? Maybe just because I didn't grow up with it, I'm like, what is this? Anyway, I'm not going to talk about parenting in this episode, but I had technology. It was all introduced to me and started coming out like as I was growing up and like going through like middle school and high school. I didn't get an iPhone until like mid to late high school. I had a flip phone for the most part, and I didn't even get a phone until I was in like 8th grade, which is so crazy. You know, maybe I was in 9th grade. I might have even been in 9th grade. I think I was in 9th grade. It's just crazy because like in my mind that sounds still pretty young, and I feel like to someone older than me that would sound pretty young, but like kids are literally getting phones in elementary school now. You know, and I think about a lot about like when I see things on TikTok and I'm like, either they're so just sexual or like just swearing every 5 seconds. And I know it's like funny because sometimes my mom will be like, oh God, this is so like inappropriate. And I'm like, roll my eyes. I'm like, oh, what, blah, 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 blah. But now that I'm like a little bit older, I'm seeing things like people just doing like insane thirst traps. And just like, I think about myself or like a young kid. I think about a young kid or like an impressionable teen. Maybe you're like 11 or something and you see these like insane TikToks of these women with like beautiful bodies, perfect bodies. You haven't even gone through puberty yet and you're already wondering why I don't look like that. Like I'm really grateful that I didn't grow up with that. I didn't grow up with social media. The most like technology that I grew up with was playing like the Captain Crunch game on like post.com or whatever. I don't even know if it was Post. But you know, like the cereal games, they were the best. There was like post.com and like Kellogg's had a bunch of games. Like any just computer games were like so fun. But it was nice because you couldn't interact with other people. So there was no like competition besides like the random people who were really good at the games who you didn't know. They lived like across the world. But I don't know. That's beyond the point. But I just like think that it's just so interesting that like even though I didn't get a phone till so late, I still feel like I kind of grew up on the internet since it's been like 10 years. And those were like some of my most impressionable years, at least as far as my life goes now at the age that I'm at. You know, just like the fact that I had technology and like social media and was on social media since the beginning of high school and then like went through high school and college and all that stuff like on it. Like I was talking to one of my friends last night, and we were like looking through our old Instagrams, and she was like, oh, I wish I had mine earlier. Like I have just like straight into my angsty phase. And I was like, oh my God, this is like amazing. But also at the same time, like my Instagram started with me literally posting like 18 times a day. That's literally not even a joke. I would post like 18 times a day and just be like, sandwich, juice, flour. Like I had this whole series where one night I just went to Chipotle with my dad, and I literally posted like 9 photos. Posted a photo of guacamole, I posted a photo of us waiting in line, I posted a photo of like all the hot sauces. It's just like people didn't care, and I kind of miss that. I miss that Instagram where like people just didn't care. You could post whatever you wanted and it was fine. I mean, granted, I was getting literally like 4, maybe like 2 to 6 likes. Like no one was paying attention to it. It was like 2 camp friends and like my sister. So like the stakes were pretty low, and no one really knew how to work Instagram back then, but it was still, you know, it was still fun. And like I'm glad I have that, just because I don't know, I feel like social media is a really good time capsule, and like it is a really fun way to just like archive everything and have everything. And I think that I want to, okay, this sounds kind of like crazy and ambitious because I literally have almost 3,000 photos on Instagram, but I think I want to print out my Instagram. I went through like the other day and screenshotted a bunch of my old photos. Like I'm talking every single photo with dates, with captions, like even if they're weird, even if it has an X in it. Granted, I've deleted a lot of photos with my exes because I don't want to look at that. I don't think that's petty. Okay, that's a whole nother topic for another day. But like the idea of deleting some like an ex from your Instagram and then people being like, oh my God, that's so petty. Like I can't believe they would do that. It's like, yeah, sorry, I stalk myself too much to like want to look at you. Like get out. We broke up for a reason. Unless it was like really amicable and we're still friends. Again, another topic for another time. But I just like I don't even know what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I want to print my Instagram. I just think it would be so cool because the thing is, like, even though it's been 10 years, even though I've been spending my life on Instagram and on like social media, it's not gonna last forever. It's gonna go away. And I just think that like stupid photos of me going to Chipotle and like taking a photo of my dad in the line and just seeing how much I have aged, seeing how like my dedication and interest in the whole like art I guess if you will, like art of social media has like evolved is so cool. And like seeing my angsty phase, my grungy phase, seeing me go through different like color themes, and I just think that's really cool. And I think it'll be a cool thing to like show my kids one day if I ever have a family, like just like stuff like that. I just think it's like it's really cool. It's really fun. And I know I've talked in previous episodes about the importance of like documenting your life and how I want to have more physical copies. I have already started to create a photo album of my like film, which I'm really excited for, because I used to put it in my diary. Like I'd take the prints from my film that I develop and just put it straight into my diary and then write, you know, like on this day, blah, 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 like kind of like intimate things. And it's good, but like my film photos are really fun. Like I'm not taking film photos that I don't want the one old man at Phototech Labs to see, you know, like I am not taking anything that's like risque, and I want to share these photos with other people, including the old man at Phototech Labs. And I just like, I want to show it to people, but I want to be able to show it to them without having to like breathe over their shoulder and like make sure they don't flip a page in my diary, you know, like I want to be able to have it as a tangible copy, as like an actual series, you know, multiple photo books lined up. I wish more people made photo albums. I have some from when I was a kid and like photos from when I would like take a few disposable cameras to camp and then like print those out. And I just think that I want that for Instagram, because even though it is a social media app, it is such a clear representation of my life. And I think I want that in a physical copy. So I'm going to do that. It's going to be a project, and I'm probably going to design the whole thing out either on my computer or do it by hand. I haven't decided. I have just the first like year and a half screenshotted, and it takes a while also because my home button's broken and screenshotting is kind of a bitch, but that's okay. So I'm excited. I'm excited to have that. And it's just cool to see how much I've grown. And also just, it's crazy because like I always know the stories behind it. Like I always know the actual IG versus reality, you know, when like people post stuff like that and they're like, oh, like, let me tell you the story behind this. Like, oh, this was like a fun day when we actually did this. And it was crazy because I got like food poisoning, you know, or like, it's like, oh, but there's literally photos of me that I've posted of me like smiling, having a good day when I like literally was in like the worst depressive episode ever. And then I took that photo and posted that photo to like get validation. Like I posted that photo because I was like, oh, I'm so depressed. Let me post something of me looking cute. Like while I'm mid cry, I'm going to like put on some makeup and take a photo and look cute and then post this and then hope for people to be like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Oh my God, I love this photo. Oh my God, so cute. Have a good day. Weird, but like that's what social media is, and that's literally just like that's how it is and that's how it works. And so I want to have this physical copy where I can like take note of the reality of it as well as like the original captions and stuff like that. So anyway, I feel like I've been talking about this freaking photo album for 100 years, but I don't know. It's just interesting that I've been on the internet for so long and I literally do feel like it's raised me and I do feel like I've learned so much and I've seen myself grow. It's just like looking back at old content is literally, oh, it can be so cringy. Like the other day I was trying to find some Valentine's Day throwbacks so I could post those on Instagram. And like the oh my God, it's just so embarrassing. I mean, it's not embarrassing because it's like, I don't talk like that anymore. I was 14. Like, why would I be embarrassed at 14-year-old me? You know, like she was 14. That's so young. Like that's a literal baby. So like no wonder the way that I was writing was like so weirdly proper, but also be like, I would literally be like, use words like bewildered and like fantastical, like what? I don't know. Like it was just like I was so like I was clearly like putting on like a not a show, but just more like a tone of being like, hello, my dearest beautiful followers. I hope you're having a spectacular day. Which I guess I would still say that now, but you know, I just be like, I rather like this dress, don't you think? Like, why I was talking like an old British lady. Like, I don't know, man. But it's just interesting to see how much I've changed, how my vernacular has changed, how just like the tone of voice and my tone of like storytelling. And it like with videos too, videos are tough. Blogging is funny. And like old Instagram's kind of funny because it's like things that I posted that I'm like, oh God, that's so cringy. Like, why did I do that? But like videos are tough because it has like ex-boyfriends and ex-friends and you can really see the emotion there. You know, you can really see like who I was in that moment there. Like there is, oh God, there, and this kind of leans into the imposter syndrome moment. There are 2 videos. They're still up on my channel. And I'll tell you them. Why not? Spilling the tea on myself. LOL. There's 2 videos that are still up on my channel that I think about a lot, that really bother me. And I need to just take them down or like private them or whatever. But I was watching them today and I was just in preparation for this video and I was like, oh, there is nothing worse than this. There's nothing worse than this because there's nothing worse than putting yourself out there, trying to do something, trying to make something, trying something new, and having others criticize you for it. There's nothing worse than that because you're trying and then you're like, okay, I'm my worst critic. The only one that's gonna really hate this is me, probably. I'm especially after like hours of editing and like putting in so much hard work, like. And then someone else turns around and they're like, oh, what are you doing? Ha ha ha. I don't know. It just feels like it's hard, especially when, in my case, my growth has been so insanely slow that it's still the fake it till you make it aspect is still there. But it's like, what if I never make it? What if I never make it? But I'm still acting like I do? Like, at what point does it become embarrassing? At what point does it become like, Olivia, like, why are you literally working so hard on your YouTube videos? You only have 3,000 subscribers. Like, And then I literally watched a video today. I saw a video today that popped up on my page, and it was like how I gained like 50,000 subscribers in a month, my tips. And I was like reading it and I was like reading the description. I was watching the video, I was reading the description, and I scroll down, and this girl's like, it was from 2019, but this girl was like, her little about me bio section in the description, you know how some people do that? She was 12 years old. 12 years old, in parentheses, account managed by my dad. LOL. 12 years old and gaining this much traction. I mean, I guess it's different because, again, I feel like, did I miss the mark? Like, I've been on social media for 10 years, and I'm seeing people now, like my friends now who are other creators, and they are just creating amazing things. Like maybe their Instagram accounts had a similar following to mine, and then they're like, okay, I'm going to take this seriously. I'm going to be a content creator. And they start being a content creator for the first time in like 2019. And then now they have like double their following, which is incredible. And I'm so proud of them for that. But it's like, how can I act like I'm some like old veteran? Is veteran the right word for that? I don't know. How can I act like I'm some like, I've been around the block a few times in the blogging world, in the influencer world. I've been doing this for 10 years, but like, I feel like I can't have that title and I can't have that rep if I still have like 4,000 followers on Instagram. Like, it's embarrassing, you know? Like these videos. Okay, back to these videos. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked there. And I don't want this video to be just a rant. I feel like sometimes my podcast might come off as a rant, and I don't want it to be that. Like, I know that most podcasts are like giving advice and being helpful to other people, but I think if anything, I just kind of want to be relatable to people. I don't know. But the thing is, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm super grateful for where I am in life. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing with my content creation, if you will, right now. And I'll get into that in a minute, but I do want to just kind of talk about what I'm feeling and how it's going and where I started, because I feel like I don't really talk that much about the actual like inner workings of me making videos, of me blogging, and like the fact that if you were to see my page, you'd probably think like, oh yeah, she's just doing this because it's trendy. And then you scroll all the way down and you're like, oh, it's been 10 years. Oh, it's straight up been 10 years. And this girl has had no growth, but the same attitude. It's just like when I say I feel like I hit it at the wrong time, I'm like, did I just start too early? And then now it's just like not for me. Now it's like, okay, find a new hobby. But it sucks because sometimes it feels like this is the only thing I know, you know? Like I literally went to school for fashion marketing, which, okay, that doesn't sound like social media that much, but so much of my major was focused around social media, focused around marketing and branding and like management. And that's pretty much like being an influencer at its core. Like every project we did, we were like, okay, influencer marketing, okay, social media, like blah, blah, blah. You always had to have a social media aspect. And I get it. It's like the main thing of this world. That's like the main way, like you get out news and all this stuff these days. But it's just crazy to me that I have been blogging for like my whole teenage into adult life. And I've been doing this forever. I decided I initially like wanted to do fashion design, and then once I started my blog, I was like, okay, blogging, let me go to SCAD, let me do fashion marketing over fashion design because that's more practical with like what I know and where I want to be in my career, thinking that I wanted to be a full-time content creator, fashion blogger. I worked in social media at a job, and I hated it. And I've done it multiple times. I've done it for 3 jobs, and I've never liked it. And I've definitely talked about that here before. But I'm just like, how is it that I feel like now that I've graduated, this is all that I know? I've talked about this before on the podcast. I don't want to have my podcast sound redundant, but I just like don't know what else to talk about because social media is all that I freaking know. You know, like it sucks. And I thought about maybe going back to grad school. I've talked about this before on this podcast, but maybe this is your first podcast. I don't know. Hello, welcome. But it's just like, it's interesting that like there's still so many more hobbies and so many more things that I could learn. I literally saw one person's TikTok of like a day in my life at the Culinary Institute of America. And I was like, do I want to go to culinary school? I just feel like I've done YouTube for so long, and I've done like I'm making videos and doing like Instagram content. And it's just like seeing these other girls bust their butts right now trying to like do content creation, getting sponsored posts, getting like being able to do ads and getting paid and like all this stuff constantly. Like it seems like every single person that I follow now is like making reels that are like, hey guys, here are 3 tips to like help boost you in the algorithm. People who like literally don't even talk about like Instagram tips are now just like, here's how to boost your engagement. I'm like, why is everyone so thirsty for this? Like, I guess it's just maybe because I've just been doing this for like 10 years. I'm feeling kind of burnt out by it. And again, I've talked about in my favorites day video that I did recently about how I have started kind of doing things for myself, and I've started to enjoy it a lot more, which is true. And again, I'll get into that in a little bit, but I just feel like I'm burnt out by trying so hard, and I'm seeing others try so hard and do well. And I'm like, hey, this isn't for me. This isn't for me unless it happens to be. And that's the thing. Unless I'm making things on my own time and enjoying that and doing it for me. Like, I feel like I've kind of stopped trying to please other people. Yes, I'm still going to promote my Instagram. Yes, I'm still going to promote my YouTube. But like, I feel like I've kind of stopped doing it, and that's when I've started to feel better. But again, sometimes I'll still feel that imposter syndrome because like I come around here and I'm like, God, I've just been doing this for so long and I'm so burnt out by it. I'm so burnt out by like trying and by everyone trying and just having my entire feed be people be like, here's how to grow. Here's how to do better. Like grow. It's all about the numbers. It's all about your engagement. And like, I'm so burnt out by that. And then you look at my account and you're like, baby, you have no subscribers. You have no followers. Like, what are you even talking about? So while I have been putting in the work of someone who has 1 million subscribers, I don't have 1 million subscribers. So one time my friends were visiting me. They're also YouTubers. Please check out their channel. It is Chad and Claire. They're so cool. And they are living in a van right now, and they're traveling the United States, which is like amazing. So they definitely have a really good story to tell, and they have some pretty good YouTube growth. And the thing is, like, listen, I'm nothing but proud of my friends. Like, I'm nothing but all of my friends who are being like posting so much on Instagram and doing so much. Like, I am so excited for them to grow. I'm so glad that they're doubling their numbers and it's working for them right now. But like, I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I'll sit back and watch you do this, but I'm not going to try to remind people to like and comment. And like, it just feels forced for me at this point. And I think that's okay, because I'm still making my content, but I'm enjoying it more now that I'm caring less. But again, back to my friends, Chad and Claire. For some reason, tell me why I always want to say Claire and Chad. Wait, that's their names. Chair and Clad is what I always stumble up on. Every time I like refer to them, I always have to, in my brain, before I say Claire and Chad, I have to make sure I'm not saying Chair and Clad. Don't know what that's all about, but it's something. So anyway, they were visiting for like a little overnight in their van. Very cool. And I was talking to Chad, and I was like kind of complaining, which is not a good color on me, but I was complaining. And I was like, I just wish more people would see blah, blah, blah. I only get like max like 100 or so views on a video, or I only have 4,000 subscribers. And he was like, Olivia, we were sitting in my bedroom, and he was like, Olivia, imagine if you were filming your video, you film your videos here in your bedroom, whatever. You're like doing your video, you're like watching your video, you see that you have 4,000 subscribers. Imagine if 4,000 people were in this room right now. And I was like, oh, they would not fit. And he was like, exactly. Like, that's how many people follow you, and that's how many people enjoy you. And like, even if it's just like you have 4,000 subscribers, sure, but you have I only have 3,000 subscribers. That's embarrassing. I have 4,000 Instagram followers. Anyway, whatever, who cares? Even if I'm getting 100 views on a video, way less than 4,000 subscribers. But if I get 100 views on a video, he's like, imagine them in this room. They would still not fit. And I'm not trying to brag, but I have like a decently sizable room. A good amount of people could fit here. Not 100. Definitely not 100. At least not comfortably. People would be on top of each other, and it's definitely not following CDC guidelines, that's for sure. But granted, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And that's honestly some of the best advice I've ever gotten. So thank you, Chad, for that one. I don't even know if you remember saying that, but you did. We had a conversation about it. Very cool, very fun, very, very exciting. So anyway, yeah, go follow them. Go subscribe to them. They're pretty cool. I'll link them down below for sure. But yeah, it's just like, it's again, that kind of imposter syndrome, especially sometimes when I'll edit my videos, I will make it and then I'll put it together and then I'll send it to my friend Allie and I'll be like, hey, can you let me know how this is before I post it? Just because I don't know how I'm feeling about it, and like, just let me know if it's kind of boring or whatever. She'll always respond and be like, dude, oh my God, that video was so good. And I'm like, stop, you're lying. Like, there's no way. And she's like, no, like, it's good. And I just never, like, the fact, it was just like so crazy because it's, again, like, I am my worst critic. And especially after editing a video for like hours and hours on end and just seeing the clips and seeing myself. I know I kind of joke about being like, I have a podcast because I love the sound of my own voice. Like, when I edit this podcast, I'm like, get me out of here. I don't want to hear my voice. Like, I'm done. I'm over it. Like, ew. And then I'll send it to someone else and they'll be like, most insightful podcast you've ever made. I love everything you said. And I'm like, what are you talking about? But it's just like, I don't know. It's just interesting that like there are people out there who are not going to see me the way that I see me, and no one's going to, I mean, I've gotten like 2 dislikes in my life on a video. But whatever, that helped with engagement too. I don't know. It's just like, it's interesting. It's just interesting how hard I can be on myself. And I always think about those 2 videos that I mentioned before that like sounded way juicier than they are because I was like spilling tea, hee hee hee. But they're not, I swear. I'll talk about them now. So it's like, one is the week in my life vlog. That's literally what it's called, and it's from 2017. And I am there with my then boyfriend, and we are at the river or something, and we're like swimming or whatever. And I say, what did I say to him? I say something along the lines of like, oh, why don't you tell everyone how much of a good time we're having? Which is like, sounds weird. That's kind of a weird thing for me to say. But I was like, tell everyone how much of a good time we're having. And he goes, who am I even telling though? And I was like, well, you know, all 60 of my subscribers. I had like 60 subscribers back then, I guess. All 60 of my subscribers, you know. And he was like, well, I guess we're having a good time. And then I kind of looked at the camera, and then he made this like awful face at the camera. And then I was like, we're having a pretty good time. Ew. Like, listen, if that freaking boy didn't like, he just clearly didn't understand fake it till you make it. He clearly didn't understand manifestation and the power of acting like you already have something that you don't have that you want. But it just like bothers me so much. I think about that. And the thing that sucks the most is that I think about that all the time. And almost every time I post a video, I think about, what if like he remembers that? What if he remembers that when we were dating in 2017, and he remembers that I had no subscribers, and then he's like, oh, well, let me go check back on her. And he sees that I have 3,000. That sucks, you know? Like, how awesome would it be if he was like, let me check up on Olivia, do some like revenge stalking. And he goes and he sees that I have like 300,000. That'd be way cooler. And that would make me feel way better. But it's just like, it sucks. It's that imposter syndrome. It's literally me being like, I'm not good enough to post this, because if Nate ever comes back and looks at this, sorry, that's his name, whatever. If you watch the vlog, it's in there. I don't even care. if he comes back and looks at this, like, I'm not good enough. Like, I'm not proving him wrong. Like, I don't know. That's definitely a toxic thing for me to be thinking, but whatever. And then another thing that bothered me is that I do think about a lot, that I'm like, ew, why did I even put this in? I think I put it into the video because I thought it was like quirky and funny, and like in the moment I was like, ha ha ha. I look back at this and I think back at this and I'm like disgusted by it, which sounds so bad, but it's like, again, I'm really sensitive. I'm very sensitive, but it's one of my Hong Kong vlogs. And I'm going on a little day trip with some of my friends. And so we're on this like ferry or something, and I'm like vlogging, and I'm like, hey guys, welcome. Like, we are going to Macau. I think we're going to Macau. I don't know. But so like, we're going to Macau. I'm like, we're on this boat, and it's like a Portuguese territory that's like pretty cool. I don't really know that much about it, but I'm excited to see. And like, that's what I say. And then my friend takes the camera. I'm with two people. My friend takes the camera and she goes, hey guys, I'm here and we're going to Macau. I don't really know that much about it, but it's the Portuguese country or Portuguese territory. And she's like clearly making fun of me. And the other girl that I'm with just like bursts out in laughter. And it like looks like the fakest laugh too. I'm like, ew. Like, and in the background, I'm like, oh my God, stop making fun of me. Ha ha ha. You know, like kind of taking it lightly. But it's like, I don't know. I just like feel like gross about that. Like, I would never make fun of, like, I don't know. Like, I get that it was kind of lighthearted, but it's the girl in the background that laughs really hard by being like, oh my God, like, what an idiot. Like, in my eyes, I'm like, what an idiot. And then I think these two girls are like, oh, let me go check in on Olivia. Let me see how Olivia's doing, since she made vlogging such a big deal when we were in Hong Kong. And then we come back and they look at my channel and I have 3,000 subscribers. Clearly haven't grown very much since I was going to a Portuguese territory. Am I better? I don't know. This is again the same point of me saying that my YouTube is a very fun thing. My blog and everything, my just internet persona is a very fun thing to have as an archive, but oh, baby, it can be hard to rewatch because it will stab you in the back when you least expect it. Because I don't know, I guess I thought I put it in there for it to be lighthearted and fun and poke fun at myself. But the reality of it is I'm sensitive as hell, and that hurt my feelings a lot. And I think I think the main reason that it hurts my feelings, that it makes me upset, is that it's like I'm literally trying so hard. And I'm trying so hard to make something, and it's like, why? Like, it's just weird that like the world right now, it's just so focused on like fame. It's so focused on like blowing up and getting big and going viral and like not flopping and all this stuff. And especially with TikTok has made that just like so much more prevalent. And it's cool. I mean, if I could make my money, if I could make my full on income on making YouTube videos and Instagram the way that I am now, I would be stoked. Like, I would be having just the best time ever. That's like the dream job. I mean, because the thing is, let's turn this around a little bit. The thing is, previously on Pretty Little Liars, I had been so stressed out by Instagram and so bothered by the fact that I have 3,000 subscribers. And we can probably say that I still am by the fact that I just ranted about it for like 15 minutes. But I think like I was just so in my head. And now that the second that I have started to stop caring, I have started seeing growth. I'm not even kidding you. Like I'm excited about it because it's organic. And it's like, I am making 3 videos a week. One is my podcast, which doesn't always like pop off that much, except for, oh my God, my body positivity podcast, out of nowhere. I'm like getting no subscribers. I'm getting no comments. No one's liking it, but everyone is clicking it. It's like one of my most viewed videos in the last like few months. Like, I just don't even know why, but I mean, I'm here for it. Obviously, I'm not going to complain about that, but it's just like, what is going on? I need to charge my computer. It's on 8% and I think it's going to die any second now. So let's take a brief break and I will be back in a second. So I'm back and I just want to share this fun information with you. My neighbor, there's an apartment complex like right next to my house, and I can see my neighbors through my windows. And I think either like for Christmas or something, or maybe it was someone's birthday, or I don't know why I'm even assuming that people buy these things like on their own all the time. But they just received, or like the boys in the apartment that are like right there, and I think they're like in their 30s, so the men, I guess, I don't know, they just got one of those like VR headset things, and it's so funny to just watch them like standing in the middle of their living room just like punching at random things because I'm so like very far out of context for what's going on, and seeing someone with like VR goggles on in general is funny, but just like being from a literal different building and seeing it and just being like, what world are you in right now? Like, what is going on? Like, they will literally walk around and then be just like facing the wall directly, like right in front of the wall, and just be like standing there like a video game character that's like walked in the wrong direction and can't turn around because they're a video game character. Now they're just like walking into a wall, you know? Anyway, that's just a little fun anecdote that is something that I get to enjoy pretty much every single day, because they do that pretty much every single day. So, okay, listen, I know I did technically today watch a video of a 12-year-old explain to me how I can gain 50,000 subscribers. However, I think if there's like any point of advice that I can give you from this video, and if it has to do with growth and I know this might sound like counterintuitive to literally everything you've ever learned when it comes to like growth and engagement on social media. Stop caring. Just stop. Like, do it for yourself. Post videos that you want to do. Experiment with new content. Try new editing styles. Post photos of random stuff. Random selfies. It doesn't even have to be edited. It doesn't even have to have a filter. Or it can have 1,000 filters on it. Like, I think just the second that you stop caring about the numbers, that you stop looking at like the YouTube studio, that you stop looking at your Instagram insights and whatever, like, that's when you're going to grow. Because I genuinely think, and I just might be wrong about this, I genuinely think that once you start enjoying doing it for yourself again, you are doing it more, just naturally. You're naturally doing it more because you've found the joy of doing it, of why you started in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So you're making more content because you are more content. You see what I did there? That's really, really impressive. I'm impressed with myself. You're making more content because you are genuinely feeling better about it. And then more people are too. I feel like even though it's a relationship through a screen, it's still a relationship. You can still pick up on someone's emotions and someone's energy through their videos. And I think that now that I have started with this whole new like approach to social media and to making my videos, I'm just so much happier, and I feel like my viewers can see that. They can see that, and they can understand that I'm good, you know, that I'm doing this because I want to, not because I'm trying to blow up, not because I'm making content that I really hope other people see. I mean, granted, the things that I like happen to be trendy right now, but that's why they're trendy. Because a lot of people like them, you know, like the hobbies that I have, thrifting and making sewing videos and doing like baking a cake. I don't know what kind of videos I even make. I don't know. I'm turning out so many so fast that honestly I'm like, what am I even doing? But it's fun. That's the thing. It's like I'm enjoying it. I don't know. I just like, I'm feeling really good about it. And I'm like, again, if I could make so much money off of this right now, if I could make like a lifetime of money off of this and this be my career and I still have the same mindset, I would love it. I would love that. I mean, of course, if I were to like really get super big enough for this to be like my whole career and like lifeline as far as financial things go, like I'd probably be a little bit more stressed out about it because, you know, I'd have to deal with like emails. Ew. gross. I don't know. But, you know, I'd have like a manager and stuff like that. And I really don't think there's anyone who is like that big on YouTube that is still fully solo. I mean, I don't know. I really don't actually know that. If you guys know anyone like that, let me know. I would like to stalk them heavily. But something that has like helped me a lot too is just having like a consistent routine. Again, we're in the advice portion of this podcast now. Something that has helped me a lot is like having a consistent routine. Like I really never thought I could do YouTube. Like I always tried to push myself to do like a video a day, or like a video like twice a week or 3 times a week or blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I just never could do it. Granted, I was in school and that took up so much of my time, but now is the time. Like, while I do feel like, oh my God, there's all these young creators, this freaking 12-year-old who has like 50,000 subscribers. Also, by the way, that video was in 2019. She now has like 300,000 subscribers. So that's cool. That's fine. That's really awesome. Account still managed by dad. Pretty cool. Thanks, dad. But I literally don't even know what I was saying. Oh, I always wanted to do it, but again, even though I kind of felt like I was late to the game, I feel like now that I have this time, I'm like, this is what I want to be doing, and I'm really enjoying it. So it wasn't really until like Reese, my boyfriend Reese, he is in this course thing right now that lasts like a whole semester, and it is literally 10 to 6 every single day, which is like crazy for like a class. But so that is that, and it's basically like a full-time job or full-time school. And I just thought, like, since he was literally the only one in my COVID bubble that I was seeing often, I was like, now that I'm gonna have all this free time, I guess if he's gonna be working and everyone else in my house is working, I might as well just treat this like a full-time job. But like, you know, do it for fun, do it for me, of course. But just having that routine, having like a daily schedule has just been like amazing. Like, again, it's like because I'm enjoying doing it, I'm making more content. And because I used to film a video and then take like 2 weeks to edit it. I'd just be like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this. But now I'm just like working so much faster, and I'm not drained. Like, I don't feel burnt out. I mean, granted, maybe I am on a very steep incline and like going uphill, and maybe it'll come. But as for right now, it's not. And I'm really proud of the work that I've made recently. And I just think that, like, even if only a few hundred people are seeing it, I'm just really excited about that. I'm just really excited about what I'm doing. I'm excited about this podcast. I'm just excited to exist in the world of Olivia, whatever that even means. I'm just excited to like be discovering myself in this way. And again, it's like the printing out the Instagram photos thing. Like, I'm excited to have this years down the road and be like, oh, that was that phase that I was in when I went really hard, and let's manifest this. Went really hard and had great success from it. I don't know. I mean, I think that, like, again, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. That's what they say, at least, I think. I remember on my first day of freshman year, I was in Design 100 and of freshman year of college, and we were going around the circle and doing icebreakers and stuff. And it was like, give one fun fact and then what you want to do with your life. And it was like, no pressure, first day of freshman year. Give us like your entire career goals. And of course, everyone had great answers. And I didn't know what on earth I wanted to say because, again, I've only known social media forever. And I was in college for the first time ever, alone for like basically the first time ever. And I was like, oh my God, I know I want to do fashion, but oh my God. And so my answer was literally be happy, which also I was trying to be like different and unique, which is annoying. But my answer was to be happy. And my professor was like, please expand on that. Olivia, what? And I said, like, I have no idea what I want to do. But like, you know, the saying, if you love what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life. And I was like, that's what I want to do. And my professor, who was an old architect, she was like, exactly. That's why I wake up every single day with so much pep in my step, ready to teach you all the ways of the world. And that's what I did my whole career as an architect. And pretty cool. I mean, like, I love that. And that's exactly how I'm trying to be. Okay, do you guys know the game We Are Not Really Strangers? I'm signed up for their text messages. I swear to God, I'm in such a good place in my life right now. And then the things that they send are supposed to be like insightful prompts to make you think or like not feel bad. And they're just depressing all the time. It's like I'll be in a good mood, in a good place, feeling good. Let me just read you some of these real quick. Genuine question. Why do you keep expecting something different when they keep when they keep showing you the same thing? Okay. Sometimes the most loving thing is letting go. Are you missing anyone tonight? Do you think they're even missing you too? Like, okay, chill out. You can miss them and still choose your own well-being. Okay. You deserve the love you give to so many others. And then I just got this evening. Stop being mean to yourself. You're trying your best, which like I get it, but like, and I know I am. I know I'm trying my best. I know I'm working very hard right now. But like, I didn't think I was being mean to myself. And now I'm going to think I'm being mean to myself. I mean, I don't even know. But we're not. I need to unsubscribe to that because it's like I'll literally be in a good mood and then it'll send me this like deep existential question and I'll be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know if literally any of you even know what I'm talking about, but if you do, if you know, I guess. Anyway, back to my architect professor. I said that. I said, I want to be happy because if you love what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life. And she was like, absolutely, yes, yes, yes. And I think that's still my goal. I've never known what I wanted to do as a career. And I've said this on the podcast before, I've always wanted to do everything. I saw this TikTok the other day that was like this girl singing about how she has so many hobbies, but she's not really good at any of them. She's like decent at all of them. And I feel like that is very accurate to how I feel like 99% of the time. I feel like I have so many things that I want to do and try and learn, but I'm either too scared to try or I just do it. I don't have the immediate results and I just end up being okay at it. But I don't know if you guys watched my video of me sewing Valentine's Day things. That was my video yesterday, aka 2 days ago if you're watching this on Friday. But that was a video that I just did, and I was so proud of myself for learning how to thread a sewing machine. A very basic thing. Granted, it was a serger. It was like a machine I'd never really used that much before. I'd never had to thread before, and I've never used this particular machine that was in my presence before. And I was just really proud of myself for learning something new. And I was just like absolutely elated with how good I felt. And I don't even know if elated is the good word there. I tried to sound smart just then. And now I'm just contradicting that by saying I tried to sound smart. Oops. But I was just absolutely so excited and proud of myself for learning something new because I always thought that I was just like, fashion will just kind of be like a side hobby. Like I like styling things, but I never really thought I could make things. Are you kidding me? No. Why am I always living my life as someone who just has like okay hobbies? Like there are people, okay, back to Claire and Chad, my friends with the van. Claire, for example, she is incredible. And she has so many different talents. It's like every single day. And this girl is living in a van, keep in mind. And she like every single day will just like post about something that she's made or done or created or something. And it's like wonderful. And I just like am amazed every day by these people that have so many talents and so many amazing gifts. And they just like continue to improve upon them. I feel like I need to get out of the headspace of needing that immediate gratification, being good at something immediately. If I'm not good at it, I might as well not try. That is so not true. That's so not true. So I don't know. While YouTube has been this whole journey and working on Instagram and just like struggling to get brand deals. And I mean, I've worked with some like pretty insane brands in the past, like because the thing is, again, I started super early. So I've worked with some like pretty big brands that now only work with like pretty big people, which is like kind of a minor flex. But again, it was like I wasn't getting paid. It was very early days of influencer marketing, like on Instagram. And so like being like a young trendy blogger, when weren't many, it was like a world of mainly mommy bloggers. I kind of shined through. I don't know, man. But I kind of got there and I made it happen. And now I'm like, I just don't want to work with brands anymore. I just don't, like, it feels disingenuous. Is that word? I feel like this whole podcast is me just learning the dictionary. I really do want to expand my lexicon. But that's a me thing and I'll do that later. But I don't know. I just feel like when I do brand deals, it just doesn't seem very genuine. It doesn't seem very like real or me. And yes, it's great to do it for a check, but again, it's like when I was working for other corporate companies doing their social media, I hated it because it just wasn't genuine. It was always for a paycheck and it was always to gain followers. It was always do this so we can gain this many people, do this so we can get like this audience looking at us, do this so we can blah, 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 go viral, get reposted. And it's just like, I want to, but I'm not having fun. Like I would do, and that's why it's just so much better doing it for myself. Like, and I know I can't live a life where I'm like, rules, not me, don't have them, because that's just not how society works. But I just like want to live a life that I'm doing right now where I'm making all of my own content and just like loving it. Not that other people were making my content, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like doing it for me and doing it for future me and doing it for little me's. AKA if I ever have a family, if I have children, which would be very cool. I don't know. It's like, it just, again, if there's anything you take from this, do it for you, because that's when the good content starts coming out. And it's fun. Sure, people want to do this as their full-time job forever and ever and always. But I don't know. I just feel like sometimes it can be a lot. Sometimes I don't like being on my phone 24/7. I tried talking to my Instagram story today. It was weird. And I didn't love it. I just felt like an imposter. Again, with that imposter syndrome coming on in and spooking me. Yeah, anyway. I think I'm going to wrap this up because I feel like it's already been 100 years long and most of it has felt like a complaint. But I don't know if this episode will even be interesting to anyone, but thanks. If you made it this far, if you're listening to this still, which will probably be me on a walk tomorrow with my headphones in, thank you for existing. And I'm proud of you for doing whatever you did today. Even if it was just getting up and this is the first thing you've listened to all day, I am proud of you for that. I hope you go and have a wonderful day, or if it is the end of your day, I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow and a wonderful week, and just go and create something for you. Go try a new hobby. Do that thing you've always wanted to do, because like we are too old and young at the same time. Our life is ending just as soon as it's beginning. What am I saying? I guess what I'm trying to say is like, life is too short. There you go. Life's too short to not do something new, to not listen to bad music and be basic and lean into what you like because you like it. Stop thinking about what other people think about you. Dress the way that you want to dress. Wear clothes that you want to wear. It's so important to express yourself in a way that you feel true to yourself in your heart. You know, like the way you're born, the way you're raised. I got a comment recently that some girl was like, I wish I could dress the way I want to, but I have a really strict mom and I can't. And she like criticizes the way that I dress and criticizes my style. She doesn't like it or something like that. And that made me so sad. I feel that on so many levels. I really do. But it's just like, don't forget who you are. Like, it's so important, because I know it might be hard where you are now, but like, just because your mom raised you one way and told you to dress one way your whole life, you will get out of there. You will get out of that house. And then you just have to remember that that's not true. Just because I was born in this body and raised in this way doesn't mean that I have to continue that out for the rest of my life. Like, you know who you are on the inside. You know, you have that gut feeling of what you want to wear, what hobbies you want to do, how you want to live your life, what hair color you want to have, what gender you want to be, what name you want to be, literally anything. And this is a way like deeper conversation for a deeper time, aka right now, as I'm literally trying to leave so I can go eat dinner and like not do this anymore. But not that I don't love doing this, but like, yeah, it's time. But it's just like, you're you. Stop trying to make content. Stop trying to form your life in a way to please others. You know, you are you. I'm going to look into the camera for this instead of the viewfinder at myself like I've been doing this whole video. You are you, and you are important, and you are special, and your opinions matter. The way that you view yourself and the way that you want to create your life matters. So you need to start dressing like it. You need to start acting like it. You need to start doing that. And in that sense, what I mean by that is you need to start dressing for you. You need to start acting for you. And you need to know that literally nothing else matters in this world except for your well-being and happiness, because you are living in your own body. And that's what matters first. Obviously, there's like taxes and healthcare and stuff and like wars. Those all matter like a decent amount. But not that taxes and wars are the same thing. I don't know, man. I don't know anything. But I know that I know nothing. And that's okay, because I recognize my level of knowledge. Anyway, I love you. And I want you to take this weekend to try something new, be yourself, express yourself in a new way, and do it for you. Even if it's something on your Instagram or something in the comfort of your own home. I don't know. I don't care. But I love you and I support it no matter what, unless it's something reckless or dangerous to your health or others. Health. I love you. I will talk to you soon. And I hope to see you guys on Monday for a very fun video, which I don't even know what it's going to be yet, but I will be in New York at that time. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you stuck around this long, have a wonderful day and live, laugh, love. Okay. Goodbye.